Hello and welcome. Today we are talking about finding your connection with light language. And so I've told you all my journey a couple different times, but really it was more than anything, it was a rediscovery. It was something that was natural and part of my life, my whole life. I just hadn't quite woven those threads together and wasn't really understanding the gifts that it was and the potential and the healing capacity. It took me getting to a frequency and a vibration where I was able to understand myself and my healing gifts and my intuition before I could really start speaking it for myself and my own inner healing, and then eventually using it to heal and connect with other people's guides for healings and sessions, energy work. So now that we've kind of stepped through that doorway of initiation into light language, now we're really setting the intention to deepen our connection to our voice, our true self, to our guides, and most importantly, to our higher self, to be able to really express ourself on a soul level without needing words, without needing communication. I mean, if you look at all of the different extraterrestrials out there, even animals on this planet, telepathy is really how they communicate with each other. They don't need words. This is very a human thing to need some sort of communication to be able to express what's in our heart and our souls and our minds to someone else. But if you work with the galactic guides, with the angels, the archangels, and any of your galactic guides, you'll notice that they work in telepathy. They are connecting through your emotions, through your thoughts, and there's really just this feeling of love and communication as it goes through. There's no need to hide anything or mask it behind veils, which is what humans do. We're veiling our inner thoughts because, unfortunately, they're not always the best, and as we raise our vibration, our thoughts become more and more pure. And that's really been a huge part of my spiritual practice, is really connecting in to the Buddhist philosophy of, doing the dishes to do the dishes, being present in the now moment. So that way your thoughts are more present and they're not constantly on this judgmental wheel, or thinking of the past, which is depression, or thinking of the future with anxiety. You're just being present and in the now moment. Light language is a very deeply personal experience. No two people will ever express it or understand it in the same way. So know that every signature of light language is uniquely yours. So in this journey that we're going through for light language, like I said a million times, we will all express it in our own ways. For some of us, it will be through voice, through sound, through writing, through movement, through art. You're going to need to recognize your own frequencies and your own gifts and start building on them. For you might be a light language artist. So your art might come in through pastels, through chalks, through those sigils and those languages that are coming in with deep knowing and deep healing. You might recognize that your light language comes through in music. I hear the most beautiful ethereal music on YouTube. I've seen it on, Everybody's Got Talent, or, those things. And these people just come out with these, ancient sounding frequencies and tones. And that's light language. That's just an aspect of their soul that's coming out. And so your challenge, your journey is in recognizing your gifts and your frequencies and being able to naturally connect with them and building that trust. That's really what it's about. It's building that trust and allowing yourself to open up. So light language, first, you want to feel it in your body, and you want to figure out where you feel it in your body. Is it a movement? Is it Is it movement? Is it dance? One of my clients said, she feels it in the fingers. It doesn't really move past her fingers, but like she can kind of feel herself. Another one of my clients was getting a sessions, and she was kind of experiencing it, like like a release, like a tremor, kind of like when an animal, is really, really scared, and then they release, and then they're fine. And so she was kind of starting to, it was trying to ripple out of her, and then afterwards she just felt, oh, so beautiful. So you want to identify where you feel light language in your body. And then you're also going to try kind of connect into who are your guides. Now, we're going to have many, many guides throughout our life, and our guides are going to change depending on where we are. Sometimes our guides are going to be the angelic realm. Sometimes our guides are going to be, fairies. They're going to be elemental. Sometimes they're going to be the galactic family, Lyrans, Pleiadians. Who are you? Who is your council of 12? And then shamanic guides. Guides will step in at different phases in our life to teach us different lessons. Animal medicine. We all have different guides, and we can connect into them. And so as you start to kind of recognize, okay, well, this feels like Metatron, and this feels like my Pleiadians, and this feels like Mother Mary, and this feels, you'll start to feel where they come through you, where they kind of tap into your frequency. And it should always feel like love. I am always going to repeat that you have to be very careful and use discernment, that you only connect with energy of the highest vibration. There are a lot of low frequencies, low vibration, disembodied spirits in the physical realm, and you have to be very careful who you're connecting to. Be very concerned. Only energy of the highest white light is allowed in your presence, and any energy should ask your permission to work with you, and only give your permission to beings of the highest white light. And if you don't know, don't do it. If you don't know and you're not sure, then don't let them in. It should always, always, always feel like love. Sometimes lower vibrational guides will use a hook where it feels really good at first, but then there's an entity attachment. So, you have to use your discernment here. You can't just open your energetic field to anyone, to anything. The only thing that you should be allowing through in light language is your higher self. You're not dealing, your other guides are there supporting you, but it is your higher self that you are channeling. And anything that is not your higher self, then it does not have permission to come through you. So just remember to identify that language and connect in and make sure that it's only energy of the highest vibration. Any energy that is not of the highest vibration, you have sovereignty, and it has to go. That's a lot of shamanic work. That's a lot of teaching. So that would be something, if you're working with that, if you're trying to learn that, I would reach out to me for one of my signature sessions. So that way I can help you and guide you to make sure that you are connecting in with the highest vibration. And that if you've got any low frequency or low vibration entities, we can get those off of you. Spiritual work is not a joke. It's not for play. This is serious, and you have to make sure that you're connecting in to the highest vibration, because it can be dangerous. You don't let just anyone or anything in. Okay, so just remember that your sovereignty, your energy has to come through light. As you begin to allow your light language to flow, you're going to judge it. At first, you're going to be like, this sounds childish. This doesn't sound anything like Paige. This doesn't sound anyone like whoever you're listening to that speaks light language. You're going to want to compare it to them. But just remember, like, even people that live in the same town or in the same house can sometimes have different accents, right? Like your expression of light language is 100% your soul lineage and your soul journey, and it will not sound like anyone else's. Now, you might speak Arcturian and I might speak Arcturian, so we might be able to sound a little bit similar, but it is always going to be an expression that feels truly like home to you. We went through that module about how light language feels like home. And so if it doesn't feel like home, then make sure that you call in your guides for protection and make sure that you're only bringing in your higher self's energy. Remember that with light language, you are not learning it, you are remembering it. So just relax and trust the process. And, it will flow. You just have to, and don't force it. A lot of people that I work with, they're really mesmerized, they're really connected to light language, but like they think that one session with me and they're going to be speaking light language. Maybe you're already speaking light language and maybe this is just about confidence building, but you have to be willing and patient for all of these layers to shed for you to be able to really shine. So the connection's already with you. It's time to discover it, but you really want to trust yourself and not push it, not force it. It will come when it's ready. And when it will come, it will just feel so wonderful and so natural and so beautiful. And you'll just love it. So that being said, let's do a light language session right now, connecting you in to your vibration, remembering yourself, remembering your energy. And let's start by making sure that you call in your guides, call in your protection, make sure that you set the intention. You are only working with energy of the highest vibration. You are calling in your higher self and you are activating your light language. Anything that is not in alignment with that, you're going to offer into the quantum field to be completely transmuted through all space, time, and dimensions. You're going to anchor in that light. You're going to breathe. You're in and out, and you're going to feel that connection. And when you feel that love opening up, take a pause, maybe even pause the video. Feel when you're ready. Feel when you're aligned with Gaia, when you're connected to Source. We've done this enough times in all the different modules for you to be able to know what's hook into that high frequency and allow yourself, allow your energy to call that in, to anchor that in. Now we're going to set the intention for you to find your connection to your higher self and your light language. Mukushniya tana asatana. Mukushniya sana atana asatuku. Nara na siana akasa bushniya sana akenya rana tanush. Tiana satan. Makana satana akasiana ta. Mukushniya sana atiana satana akushniya satana asa. Mukushniya sana atana sakana siatana ukushniya satana. Marana satana mukushniya sana atana saka. Moroshniya sana atana akiana sata. Mukushniya sana akanya satana okushniya sata amukushniya sata. Narana asiana akasiana tata. Mukushniya sana airana akushniya sana atana sata. Mukushniya sana arana siana arana tata. Mukushniya sana atiana satana okushniya sana ata. Nyana rana tiana sata. Mukushniya satana siatana. Tanakushniya makana. Mukushniya sana atiana atana akana sata. Mukushniya sana ta. Makanya satana. Mukushniya sanata. Mukushniya sanata. Mukushniya satana. Mukushniya sana atana sokushniya sana atiana satana. Mukushniya sana atiana sata. Mukunia sana tana. Moronu kushniya sana atiana satana kushniya sana atana kosianata. Ketana satana siaroshniya sana pata. Yana satana akushniya sana ata. Mukulinia sana tata. Inyana akunya nyanya akushniya sana akanya ninya atana ayakanya kunya idina akanya tata. Mukushniya atana akin ekonu jitiana akana sieta. Mukunya inina kun ohiatana akana okone setya tata. Mukushniya sana tata tata. Mukushniya sata. Mukushniya sata. kanyatata mokush tiana. Maranatanya sato shushnya sada paranatiana saka. Mokushnya sanata. Mokushnya sanatiana ata. Mokushnya sanata. Mukushne sana atiana satana kanisatiana sata. Mukushne sana atiana satana ainiatana sata. Mukushne sana atana sata. Okay. Different energies are asking me to come through so that way you can start to understand and connect to those energies and vibrations. Mukushne sata. That was fairies, the elementals. Mokushniasana, Okushniasana, Aronia, Tinia, Okunia, Dina, Kushniasania, Boshniasana, Okunia, Atania, Kunia, Tinia, Okunia. Amukunia, Okunia, Inia, and Okushnia, Uya, Nia, Mokushnia sana yana ko nyun nya wo nya wo nya wo nya mo nya mo kunya o kunya. Spirits of the land are with you. Mokushnia sana atyana okunya o nya your ancestral guides. Mokushnia nya o kunya nya o nya. Miarana sasiana koshnesi nia rana siania shoshnesena boshnesia nia ujnesia nia rodia nia ronia These are my galactic guides. These are the Lyrans. Mukunya anyoshnia ornia kushnia saronia. Mukunya aronia okonya uya. Mokoshnia sana oronia sanya shine mokoshnia sanya roshnia sanya nyanya. These are the Syrians. Mokoshnia sanya jojnia sanya jojnia sanata. Mokoshnia sanata. Nanyana sarana sarkushnia sanatana sata. Maroshnia sanatanya satana. Nirana sana kushnia sanya nyo shajavo shine sanya ojnia sata. There are many different dialects of the galactic star seeds coming in. Mokujnia zanya junujnia zarana. Morunia jenjozoshia zarana ta. Maranya sarashia zana sarashashata. Mojni titya. Marana setyanya satana sata. Mokushnia sana ala ushia natya. The Hathors, Mogujniao. Marana sanya sarashno kushne sana atyana satana shatyanya tana sata. Mukushnia Sanyana, Sakushnia Zenyanya, the guides of the sacred rays. Mukushnia Sananya, Sakshyana Kana Satya. Maranya Zyatanya, Sakushnia Satana Sata. The angelic guides with their angelic tones and frequencies. Mukushnia Sanata. Nena Sarashanya Tanasata. Mukushnia Sanatanya Sanata. Mukushnia Sanatanya Syanyana Mukushnia Sata. And just allowing that energy to help you find the connection, what resonated. There are many more guides that are willing and able to step through right now. And my advice right now is to see and test it out for yourself. Guides are stepping in for you, allowing them to communicate with you. Yarana sashukushnia sana atiena satana kushnia sana atene satana tata. Mukushnia sanyanya. There is a gossamer string, a gossamer web that connects you into your higher self. Mukushnia sanyanya, it connects you to your soul star and to your galactic star chakras. Mukushnia sanyanya. And just feel that energy. It should vibrate with love, like a harp string. It should feel just love. It should feel so beautiful. It should feel like your whole body is buzzing with just love and vibration. Mokushnia sana asyana saroshnia syanata, sanokushnia sanatana, sokushnia sanatana, mokushnia sana atyana sakana senjoshna sitina. Allowing yourself to anchor in and center that energy. This is very high frequency energy, so make sure that you ground your energy. Drink a lot of water. Take care of yourself. Allow yourself to really feel that love and that connection and that connection. Trusting love and source. All around you, all within you, connecting to you, assisting you. Kushnya sanatanya tinita. Maranya sashia kumushnya sana atana sayarana tia. Marushnya sana ayarana ta kushnya sata. Nyana satana sapushnya sana akiana sata. Mukushnya sana atyana sata. Roshnya sana akushnya sana ahiana ratyana satana pukushnya sata. Finding the connection. Mukushnya sana ityana satana sata. Nyatanata. Blessed be my friends. Just allow that energy to marinate. So much love, so much gratitude, so much joy. Just trusting and love. Aho.